I'll be sick. And then the boy, my friend died. He done left all this on me, and I got the house trying to get rid of his furniture, and he had no showing. I've been shit. Then the game called me with this, you know. I didn't want to let it. How you been, pretty woman? How's your grandmother?
Fine.
Everybody's all right. I sure enjoyed that concert. Oh, it'll come. It's good. Oh shit. How long you been up?
Since yesterday.
Oh, you been here since yesterday? I didn't. You wasn't here the other day. You wasn't here Friday. Oh yeah.
And
You've been moving. You kind of working hard yourself, ain't you?
well, sort of.
Oh yeah, well I do. I teach. I taught a lot of, you know.
Where does it start? Where does it come from?
Where I start? Oh, I don't know. In the street somewhere. In the street. Yeah, I wasn't taught that. But I have. But now I teach at all the universities. That's what. See, I give them. See, when they take from me, they can get credits if I write it down. You know. So they can use that. That's one thing. They can even get credits.
But there's a certain romance connected with you.
Oh well.
You came from.
Old school. Well, I come from. Well, it started in Chicago. Everybody thinks Harlem, no, but Chicago. You know, we started back in Chicago. In fact, we're going there with Jane. You know, in September.
What was it like in Harlem?
Like it's still, yeah. Well, you know, no, you wouldn't know, but it was. What you mean? What part of it? What you mean? Like what? The clubs?
Yeah, the clubs.
Oh well, it was a different era. It's like same as in everywhere. Like Chicago had the gangsters and Connie's Inn. They had it was free open. You know, the after hours and the bathtub gin and all that crap. So and it was they had shows. You could learn something. You had the great acts. You know, in fact, I'm going down to Waverly and see this. You know, they was doing the Jewel Box Review. They had shows like that way before, like because they had that a long time ago.
But you worked with the great bands.
Oh yeah, well, that's another thing. Yeah, you had the Well, you say like Stormy, like you worked with Stormy Weather, Ill Wind, trucking. The last show was done with the trucking in the Cotton Club. They had a thing. They had see whatever show you did. They had damn music for it. Like the Ill Wind show, Ill Wind. That was there, and they had the dance like instead of the trucking show. That was the name of it. And Stormy Weather, you know, and each thing they had a book show. See, they had something to work on. You could. If a guy got together with a show, he had something to work on. It wasn't just put together. It was, you know, it was a lot of effort, a lot of love.
Was it a tough life for you?
Oh, no, it's pretty. It's like, I guess it's like jailhouses. It was what you make, army, what you make it. You know, it was tough. Some guys never made it. Some guys never cared. Some guys, I saw the greats. I saw all the great dancers, all the great singers. But see, we didn't stay right. We didn't stay in Harlem. We worked with all the white things, with Helen Morgan, Jean Harlow, you know, at the Palace. So that gave me a great. I just come from Hal Le Roy, the great dancer. He just from Ziegfeld Follies. He was. I just heard they had a memorial for him a couple of weeks ago, which was fabulous. You know, they had a story to tell. You know, these kids just get up and dance and this. I don't know, but you had something. It's like the boys' circuit. Everything meant something. You played the Lowe's, we played the Paramount, you played the Radio City. It was a wonderful to go. You played Apollo. That was a workhouse. You did, but you had it was something to look forward to. It wasn't just you dressed. You would respect. You know, if you worked at Cotton Club, you just go right down to Leighton and say, pick me a suit out. And put it on because you know you're gonna be there 3 years, and you wasn't going nowhere, you know, because they break your neck somewhere. You worked at Copacabana, you know. They controlled it. They told you where you was going and when you wasn't going to work, when you wasn't going to leave. That's one thing. but you never come in contact with it unless you're out of line or something. If everybody got out of line with you, you got, you know. If somebody said for you, if a heckler come in there and throw the hot penny, that was your ass. You know, like a guy that get cute, throw a penny. Well, you get a penny worth, all right. And when they close that curtain on you, they throw that curtain on your buns, and you say, you never knew nothing. Say you would never know nothing until you see some strange guy. If you see the Cotton Club picture, which it did it very bad, but the Cotton Club picture had that little booth over there. But that's where you see some strange guys sitting over there. And you wouldn't. And the next morning, in the mirror, body found 125th over. It's a million body over there, 125th Street over there where they wash cars in Brooklyn. But that was your, you know, you see that curtain close, you say, they be playing, oh, that tiger, oh, that tiger. Next thing you read, or you see some strange guys, well, that's one of the purple gangs, see? You see one of them strange guys coming in, next thing you and he even had it almost, you never go by the news, you had to buy a pair, the news in the mirror, so they had that locked up, you know. And you say, well, what happened? And, you know, you had something to look forward to. But now you just go, you don't have to dress. I know a time you couldn't come on, when we first did the night show, you couldn't come on there. You would, Steve Allen, them, they didn't want you to come on there looking all. You had to wear a collar and tie. It's like that old guy. You know, this guy's out there and he says, you had to wear a collar and tie. You know, the guy comes and says, the guy on the desert, and he come out there and he says, water, water, water. And the guy says, hey. He said, you want to buy a tie? The man said, water. He said, I want some water. He said, water. He said, you want to buy a tie? And the guy said, all I want is some water. He said, come on. He said, I'm going to sell you 3 ties for $3. You can't beat that. He said, I want water. He said, all I want is some water. So he said, well, you don't want none of my ties. He said, well, you go about 5 miles down the street. You just keep on walking, and when you get there, so you see some place, and they might give you some water. So this guy goes way down there he goes way down there, and he crawls, and then he sees this big hotel. When he sees this hotel, he goes they got a doorman standing there, and he goes up there and he says, what do you want? He says, I want water. The guy says, you can't come in here, you ain't got no tie on. So that's silly. So you had to wear a tie on when you go on them shows. Yeah. That's kind of silly.
Gregory Hines says you taught him most of what he knows.
No, but I.
What do you think of Gregory?
Huh?
What do you think of Gregory?
All dance. I like all dances. Everybody got their style. You know, it's some finesse. I teach like Bill Robin from 1 A, B, C. You go in 1 A, you hear B. They tell a story, you know. That's why tap dancing didn't get nowhere too, because they don't tell no stories, you know. If you're doing something about a rain, if you're dancing off a rooftop, you make your tap sound like a rooftop. See, I dance off of Shakespeare. I dance to Shakespeare. I recite Shakespeare in dance. Again, get in here, baby. When you go here, don't get into this. Because you make it like a drum. Drop, 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 bop, a dop, a tip. I hear somebody still. It's here. It's you. Let me make up something. Let me try. All right. Still give me that, Dave, if you can. Try it again. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. I know, bop, bop, bop. Right, that sounds good. Aye, aye.